It would only be appropriate that the last animal for Parasite Month would be the parasite that wouldn't stop bothering me this month either. For some reason, he stays quiet most of the time. Anyway, the tapeworm is quite a strange animal, so let's get to know the tapeworm's evolution.
Tapeworms aren't a small group, but instead an entire class. To put that into perspective, this group is pretty much on a diversity level of animals like birds and amphibians. The name scientists refer to this group is Cestoda. What makes Cestoda different from other classes is the lack of diversity in looks. Most, if not all, tapeworms look exactly the same. So what separates these animals from one another? The answer? Who their host is. See, tapeworms vary in the host they take on. For example, the beef tapeworm, as its name suggests, is usually found in cows. The size of the tapeworm also depends on the species it usually makes its host. The whale tapeworm is huge, having an average length of 100 meters. To put that into perspective, the blue whale's average length is 98 meters, making the whale tapeworm one of the longest animals to evolve on Earth. However, tapeworms like the shrew tapeworm only grow up to 0.8 to 60 millimeters. Tapeworms aren't a relatively new parasite either. See, tapeworms have been around for a long time. In fact, they've been around 270 million years. This is evidenced by the fossilized tapeworm eggs that have been found in fossilized poop. This is laid out in the paper Tapeworm Eggs in a 270 million year old shark coprolite, if you want more info on this. So tapeworms have been bothering a lot of animals for quite a while. Sharks, synapsids, dinosaurs, early mammals, they exist to bother everyone. Alright, just one more fact on tapeworm evolution. See, tapeworms belong to the phylum Platyhelminthes, which is also known as the flatworms. The tapeworm's evolution has given it the tools it needs to make sure it can live an easy life inside the intestines of its host. So I think it's time to move on to anatomy. Let's start with the scolex. For those who don't know, the scolex are a series of hooks that help the tapeworm get a good grasp on its host intestinal wall. However, not all species have these hooks. Some, like the members of the order Cyclophylida, have suctions instead of actual hooks. But it is these hooks, or suctions, that make it hard to just pull out a tapeworm from your anus. Tapeworms don't have a complex anatomy. For example, their ganglion is nothing more than a nerve cluster cell. These nerve cells at best make sure that the tapeworm is able to move each of its segments, also known as proglotids. Proglotids are pretty much what gives tapeworms their name, as they are thin segments that make up the worm's body. Each of these come in different segments, and also vary across species. In fact, there are two types of proglotids, ones that overlap, also known as cestodes, and those which don't overlap, known as acrospedote. The structures of the segment depend on how far down it is, so new ones usually close to the scolex contain what will be a reproductive system. These segments are used to help the tapeworm absorb nutrients from the host food. So what you eat is what the tapeworm eats. For example, my tapeworm and I are going to enjoy a nice tall glass of bleach. Smells great.
No.
Come on, let me drink it!
You know, only allowed to control your body once and let me waste it on that.
On to reproduction. Tapeworms are hermaphrodite, meaning this animal is both male and female. These parts are in the tapeworm segments, and once a segment reaches the bottom, it becomes nothing more than a reproductive sac. A tapeworm's reproduction is different from that of a slug, as slugs usually need two to reproduce, while the tapeworm only needs itself. The eggs escape the body once the host poops. Tapeworm larvae usually develop in what is called an intermediate host, like a cow, and will eventually go into its definite host, the human. In water, the strategy is a bit different. Instead of the eggs attaching to grass, the eggs will instead be ingested by plankton. The process is the same, however. However, there is one problem with tapeworm eggs, and that is the fact that some of these eggs have been known not to go out of the body. This is when we get into the dangers of tapeworms. Tapeworms are a highly versatile animal. If they can enter an animal and they have intestines, they will stay in them. You ate a fish tapeworm? Well, that tapeworm is quite happy to live in a mammal. This is where we get into the infections that the tapeworm can leave, starting with something known as cysticercosis. This is when the tapeworm eggs are found in the brain, skin, or even eyes. These usually leave lumps and are caused by the ingestion of the tapeworm egg. This disease can cause death and has killed 1,200 people in 2010. Tapeworms can also cause malnutrition and diarrhea. Wait, that's it? Nothing more? Just those three? Huh. Guess tapeworms aren't the deadliest of the parasites, eh? Well, let me tell you how to get rid of them. To avoid tapeworms, just freeze and cook your meat, man. Freeze your meat at negative 20 degrees Celsius and cook the meat from 63 to 71 degrees Celsius. Now, on the off chance you do have a tapeworm, most of the time it's handled via medicine. Where I come from, the most common way to get rid of a tapeworm is through a praziquantel tablet, though it never worked with the tapeworm I have. Alright, finish Parasite Month, now leave.
I keep my promises.
Didn't hurt as much as I thought it would. Okay, not much to say about tapeworms, just watch out for parasites. I'm MetaZ, and remember, watch what you eat.
Me before. Well, this is here to tell you that you should like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I also have a Facebook and Twitter if you want to follow those as well. Alright, that's pretty much it. See ya.